This is one of those sets. One of those sets that in the first round can be very close because you've got just a 100 elo difference. Wean Dinchester, a player from Austria here, 2300 elo is playing as the Turks. And then here, 2200 elo, we've got Dobbs, who's playing as the Celts. And yeah, Celts is a surprise because most people in competitive AoE are not playing Celts that frequently. Especially not playing Celts like Dobbs likes to play them. Dobbs likes to play with a lot of eco. He really is obsessed with the Lumberjacks working 15% faster bonus. But Dobbs picked Celt's first pick. This is first pick for him against last pick, which is kind of crazy because Turks feels like one of those civs that is maybe first pick worthy, maybe second, maybe third pick worthy. It's just because Dobbs said, give me those Celts. Realistically, and Dobbs, I don't know if you're going to rewatch this, but we go way back so I can say this. If you're this obsessed with Celts, you still shouldn't be picking Celts first because no one else is picking Celts first. So at least, like, I don't know, snag something else and then maybe with your third pick, go for Celts. That would be my advice. But what do I know? That I guess I do know some things, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll be proven wrong. So, outside is open on this map. Just make it a little bit more complicated than Arena. And then you have 5 relics in the middle and 4 relics on the outside. In this case, the northwestern area is a little bit... There's just more space there. So there's 3 relics generated over there. And just 1 relic generated over here. Dyfa says, what is T90's elo? Kind of embarrassed to know what it is right now because I lost 3 games playing late at night last time I played. So whatever it is, it's a very depressing number, but chat can let you let you know whatever it is. Apparently it's 2353. So yeah, I've played these players a lot over the years. So I guess you could say roughly around them. Ever so slightly higher than some of chat's elo, but what Dobbs likes to do when he plays Celts is he likes to go scouts, but also use the speedy spears. So speedy spears patrolling around the map is perfect in scenarios where there's lots of high pressure and especially at this rank where players are not going to be like close to perfect every single second. And then he'll especially like to do that to win the Trebor. So he'll go heavy spear number against the scout player to take the map control in the middle, forward castle, forward trebs. And while bombard cannons can be absolutely insane against Celts, you just have to kill them before the bombard cannons come out. So I think if I were Wean, I would just play full gunpowder here. I wouldn't play boom style because Celts could be superior there. I wouldn't play light cav. I would play fast castle, go to stone, and play 1 TC. Just play heavy aggression. Janissaries, monks. Honestly, those 2 things right there. Janissaries and monks and trying to play old school style. I just don't know if that's the style that he necessarily likes to play. He is walling this way. And has some work to do because that wood line's still not to the edge of the map. And he's going to wall this side as well. Yeah, Dobbs loves to play eco and crossbow timing. When he played against Viper, now granted, he was like a massive underdog against Viper, but when he played against Viper, I think every single game, regardless of civ bonus, he was just playing crossbows. Even went like crossbow siege tower or something at one point. Honestly, I could see him going crossbow siege tower. The last time I played him on Arena, he was Celts and he went crossbow siege tower. But it's been a month or so. That could be a thing here. Let's see. It's actually a really good... Oh, guys. I actually think that's a really good idea against Turks as well if they're going to stone, right? The scout for Wean is all the way over here just attacking a house. Wean doesn't have his scout around to stop this scout from denying his walls. Dobbs is like, hold on a second. What are you doing? I thought I saw your villagers there. This is not walled. Wean thinks this is walled, so that is open. A Wean scout could come home, though. It's probably better to do that than to just sit there and attack a house. I think this is Siege Tower. Yeah. See, he's adding a couple extra vills because it takes a little bit more eco. I don't know. I'm not certain yet. We still have some time. I think Dobbs might consider it. His scout finds that hole. I think Wean might have a realization here in a second that that hole is there. And both are on the way up. Wean is not on stone yet. Yeah, you know exactly. The way he played against Viper was insane. And also, Dobbs isn't like... Some players are kind of in this category where they haven't been playing at a high level for very long. And they're really motivated to try different things and expand their overall skill set and like practice and blah, 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 right? I don't think Dobbs does that for a second. I think Dobbs just signs up, he shows up, and he is who he is. And they're actually really fun players to watch. And they're really dangerous players to play up against. Look, Wean, he deleted a hole in his wall to come home. So he still doesn't know about that, but I think he's just clicked through. And hello. They both have found each other. And now Wean found the hole. It would have been nice for Dobbs to be able to get in there and see if there were any vills on stone. Still technically could build vills on stone, but I don't think that's the plan for Wean. He will go market. He will go blacksmith. He's also added a barracks, which is kind of crazy. And now he's coming back with his scout again. I don't know. It's a little bit all over the place. I don't think the eco is as clean as Dobbs. I mean, Dobbs has 2 lumber camps with Celt's wood efficiency, so... At 15% extra wood efficiency would be crazy. Here we go. Double range crossbows. Freaking Dobbs, man. Yeah, this is Siege Tower. This is Siege Tower. 100%. This is already such a big investment into army. He won't have town centers. Oh, Scout got through. Oh, Scout got through. And Scout is going to kill a Vill. Oh, that's huge. Could kill 2 Vills. 2 Vills. She's hiding. Quick walls. Friends are here to protect. Scout is coming home. Yeah, Dobbs won't get it. But it's still worth it. You don't see the Vills on stone. You kind of get to see what the opponent is building up towards. He only saw the market, so he didn't see the blacksmith. And will now take the scout away. I wonder if Wean knows the Dobbs tendencies. It's like... It's a weird scenario where I just know so much about him. And I feel like he should. Especially if Wean is talking to other players at around this elo. Like, hey, I'm up against this person. And they've done any type of prep. I think someone should know that this is what Dobbs likes to do. But yeah, let's see. I find that Dobbs surprises me because his attacks actually hit super late. So right, you convince yourself he's going to do it. And then from there, he doesn't show up when you're expecting it. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird, but he's slow and that benefits him. It's like right when you're like, okay, well, we can build the TC now. Boom, archers show up. Scouts are out. Now, should remind everyone, like have upgrade is free. You also get extra pierce armor if you are the Turks. So it's not a bad situation to be playing like have with the Turks. Dobbs is moving out with his archers. And somehow, even though he has spread out every single archer, they are missing each other. What a weird scenario that is. How have they not seen each other yet? It feels like Dobbs could see the entirety of the middle, and still they haven't spotted it? That's so weird. Dobbs was hoping to catch a siege workshop, maybe. I think he was moving out to stop a siege workshop, and he doesn't see it. And I think siege tower is no longer the play. But then again, he's going for a siege workshop here. Lycav is there, though. And that's an unloomed Vill, and that villager will die. I don't know what Dobbs is thinking there. And now Wean can see that it's a siege workshop, and Wean can see the crossbows. Yeah, this is still a siege tower, I think. All the crossbows have to come over. Now the surprise is gone, though, right? Like, it's like, why siege workshop the outside? I guess so you can follow it up with a attack later. This is just Dobbs. Dobbs doesn't practice. Dobbs just shows up. He crossbows. He booms. He wins. He loses. And the thing is, he can get some really good results, too. Whereas I think Wean is going to play every aspect of the map. He's going to try to get the relics. And guys, look at the res collected stat right now. Celts are actually insane. Almost 1,000 more resources collected. It doesn't look like this is like anything crazy right now, but... Alright, he has a Mangonel in queue, but he just killed the Light Cav. Would this not be a great instance for a siege tower? Well, it doesn't look like it. He's going to go for siege. Start to push the middle now. Sap says, what flag is that for Wean Dinchester? Should be Austria. I think that's... Yeah, that's the Austrian flag. I have it right. Wean is one of a few players above 2K from Austria. Not Australian. I said Austrian. Wean still scouting on this side. Dobbs still pressuring. More crossbows, more siege. This is what the Celts like to do. And still only 2 town centers for Wean. He's worried about being all in, so he's on stone right now. Yeah, other players from Austria would be Leary. And then... sorry, Leary and Andy. Freaking Andy. There used to be a player named LB10 who's from Austria. Maybe like 20% of my chat will remember LB10. He doesn't play anymore. He's a good player. There's probably a couple other players around there. Australians, you have no zombie who signed up, and that's about it. This is starting to snowball pretty quickly here. Siege hops out. Dobbs has the outpost on the front. And guys, who was here when Dobbs faced up against Viper with this crap? If you weren't, and you really need to binge some cool games, go find Viper versus Dobbs from, I don't know, it was like Valhalla or something. I think it was Sudden Disaster. Dude, he was out-microing Viper at times. Don't want to speak too soon here, but that's a lot of pressure from Dobbs. Wisely sitting on the hill. He'll be through the gate. Look at the confidence. Look at the confidence. This guy might as well be Viper. Nice save there from Wean. They actually can't get to repair that. Oh, no, never mind. You can repair through the corner. That's funny. Just 2 TCs for Wean Dinchester. Has enough stone for a castle, but where are you going to place it now that the opponent is here? And second town center just now coming up from Dobbs. That's because he's made so much military here. And Dobbs sees that Mangonel is kind of on its own. And he just runs in after it and says, okay, I'll take that. Takes it. That's sick. Panic castle from Wean. Big moment here. Dobbs will see that. Dobbs will focus his attention on trying to deny this. There will be a Mangonel ejecting, though. The Mangonel ejects. Dobbs dodges. It's not Dobbs, it's Dodge. He dodges again. More sieges on the way. Dobbs dodges. Villagers. Villagers dying from both sides. Dobbs dodges. Mangonel micro is good from Wean, though. And if the castle goes up, he might be okay. He's trying to save who he can. Oof, loses a couple more vills. And loses the Mangonel. Oh, no, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Castle's up. I mean, that could have been way worse for Wean, right? It was a good play to get onto the castle. To get into the castle, because it would have been significantly worse had he not gotten here. He would have lost the siege workshop. He would have got the front of his base pushed in. And now he can chill. Has a couple relics. Now we'll need to put them inside the monastery. Dobbs, I assume, is still thinking about what he normally tries, which is the castle and Trebs. But we'll drop the third TC. We'll get some vills to stone. Push is kind of stalled out. At the same time, though, I think Wean needs to get fletching. Because Dobbs can still run around here and push this side. For now, Dobbs, I think, is just focusing on his economy, so... what's up, yeah? Thank you for the raid. Welcome. Hope you had a nice stream. Yeah? Yeah? Either way, thank you very much. Wean getting 2 relics now. And he's got full control of the outside, but that just takes so long to get those, right? Close game. 3 town centers for both now. Wean with a 10 villager lead. Didn't make a single unit out of the castle. Dobbs is going to reposition now. He did take out the siege workshop, so you might feel like maybe he could pressure here and be just fine. He's going to snag loom. Wean gave up on that siege workshop like way too easily, in my opinion. I would have liked to see him add another mangonel or 2 and just try and get some shots here. Ooh, outpost villager on the right side for Dobbs. Winchester, or Wean Dinchester, rather. He wants to wall that off, which is a nice play. He does leave his wood line for now. See what I mean, though? Like, imagine if he had a mangonel right now. It's probably worth building a new siege workshop, just in case. Feels like Wean is maybe trying to idle their town centers for imp a little bit. He's just really at the limit. Not overqueuing vills. The balance is decent. There's the siege workshop. Over on this side, this has been spotted. But that monk is bringing a relic back. That'll be 3 relics for Wean. And Wean says, I'm faster than you, Dobbs. You stay there now. And builds a little prison for him. Let's see if Dobbs ever notices that. There are some crossbows on the way, though. So the crossbows might have something to say about that. Still have the siege pressure on the side. Mangonel on the way from Wean. And yeah, Wean's villager is going to go down. Dobbs notices he's been trapped. And he'll eventually break out there. But there is the light cav on the way. And so the light cav could kill the crossbows, could kill the vill. But the wall's not up. And Dobbs also not on the way to the Imperial Age. Wean is. Archer range is in the back for him. But it's about to be 4 town centers for Dobbs. And I gotta say, like, Dobbs is not a very fast player, but his unit positioning is so smart. He knows sitting on that little hill means he can't be one-shotted. Just the patient. He did the same thing over here to find the little hill. You can't do that on normal arena, of course. That's really cool. Yep, see, the difference there is he would have lost that mangonel. And now he doesn't. Sick play. Still keeping that alive as well. And obviously knows the pressure's coming. Dave says, I think EAPM stats would tell you he's a fast player. Yeah, I guess maybe it does say that. I don't know. He does put a lot of military focus. I guess the difference is, it's just like I know Dobbs so well and I watch him play a lot. Yeah, you're right. Holy crap. He's got so much military focus. Yeah, that's way more of a graph that I was expecting. 5 relics for Wean. He's going to try cav archers now. I don't hate that. I think cav archers is a pretty good play. Cav archer, hussar, and maybe even like champion later. I like that he's given up on this wall idea for now to just opt for this wall. I also love how Dobbs has so much map control and vision in the middle. And Dobbs is a pretty good eco now. I don't think this is necessary if you're Wean, but it's not that big a deal. I just don't want any cav archers to die before upgrades come in. As long as that doesn't happen, this is more than fine. Snipes the mangonels. This is still, you're running into the darkness. There's still a lot of crossbows out there that could still be a problem for you. And he knows that now, and he backs up. Dobbs built a super defensive castle. Look at all the outposts for him, and he finds villagers over here too. So he might send some woads that way. Lots of vision through the middle because of the outposts. Another castle from Wean. That is not a very aggressive castle. That's in the same spot of the map. Micro from Dobbs. Doesn't have ballistics. Is in castle age, but he doesn't really seem to care. The bombard cannon's hit. And Dobbs giving himself a lot of time right now. And we are seeing some Woad Raiders run over to the left side. No town center or anything for Wean there to protect. That could be 10 villager kills. Meanwhile, here, monks are getting sniped and castle's being temporarily denied by crossbows. By Celt crossbows. Crazy value. Also, did the wall get denied over here? I think it did. I don't know how or what happened, but maybe the Vill went idle and then Wean sent all idols back to work? Yeah, those Woads are going to find some kills pretty easily. It'd be sick if Dobbs runs in first. You run in, and then you raid at the same time. He will only react to one. I think that's what he's doing. Nah, he's just going to kill them all. That's fine. Cav Archers could have more upgrades here for Wean. You get Sipahi for 20% more HP. And then also, I think Thumbring needs to come in yet. Maybe Thumbring is in. Kills happen on the left side. I'm being told a bear killed the villager on the side. Yeah, but the Eco KD doesn't suggest the bear got the kill. I think the villager... I think there's a weak female villager somewhere that just got sent to another task. She's in there somewhere. It's one of these two. I don't think it got killed. Because if it got killed by a bear, it would say there's 19 deaths for the Eco. Cav Archers find another Mangonel. And they also find the castle. And Wean backs up. Wean needs to stonewall the left. It's not fully stonewalled. That needs to be... This can never be a problem. And pushing middle is a great idea. The trebuchets are in queue from the castle. It's going to be quite a few Cav Archers. Sipahi's in. Food count's pretty crazy for Dobbs, though. 60 on food as he goes for Elite Woad Raider. But, like, Cav Archers and Bombard Cannons can be so tough to engage into. I do like the economy for Dobbs. 3 relics versus 5. It's not that big a deal. What is a big deal is the access to gold long term. And for Wean, he has all of his main gold left because he barely took that. And this gold. That's a lot. Could also take this gold. If he gets a castle up here, I think a castle in the middle would be really big for him right now. But he doesn't have heavy CA. He just has regular Cav Archers. Only 10 attack. Woads have a decent amount of HP and speed to just dive in here and give Dobbs some time. And look how fast the Bombard Cannons are just completely obliterated. That's worth it. That's worth it. Crazy. Another Bombard Cannon dead. Just like in the blink of an eye, you lose everything to the Woads. I don't think Cav Archers is a bad play. I just think against Dobbs, you need a little bit more patience. And you need a castle there. A castle there would have helped a lot. And heavy Cav Archer as well. Adding the HP and the attack would be huge. I think Dobbs... He's feeling like... He can go around the outside. Did you see that? It looked like he was going to go over here. And then he saw the wall and realized he can't. Scorpions can be a great play against Cav Archers, but they're not heavy Scorpions yet. And there go the Woads. And Dobbs is just playing a siege sniping simulator right now. He says, okay, I'll take your siege again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Gotta kill the CA at some point, though, right? How are you going to kill the Cav Archers? Like that. Thank God that's Cav Archers and not Arbalest. Wean was not expecting those Scorpions to be there. But they don't have Siege Engineers. And they don't have Fura Celtica. And they're not heavy Scorp yet. It's like those upgrades all need to be in. And then you still have an issue when up against a castle. Wean is going to drop stables for Hussars, which I don't think is a bad play. I really want to see him build this castle. Now, this is about to get dangerous. Another Bombard Cannon on its own. Oh, man, it's been such a problem. See, playing against Celts is just hard, guys. It's just difficult. Crazy quick wall. Oh, that's a crazy play. That's a crazy play from Wean. Let's go, dude. He's saving his Bombard Cannons. He has to fall back a little bit towards his castle. The Woads are dying fairly quickly, but they're just pushing. Scorpions on the backside, though, are exposed. I think this is a good engagement for Wean Dinchester. Look, once this castle's up, assuming the castle's up, all the scorpions go down. And the Woad Raiders have all just been eliminated, man. That was a crazy quick wall from Wean. Well played. So, you know, Dobbs has just been YOLOing everything in. And there he YOLO'd to his death. It's just how it goes sometimes. Dobbs could have maybe fallen back. Probably should have fallen back, right? But the Woads felt like they were doing so well for him. So I guess in his mind, you just got to keep taking fights. And Siege Engineers would be a great upgrade for the additional range on the Scorpions. He doesn't have that. And it's still just this constant worry about the Bombard Cannons. And the Bombard Cannons can also even get stronger. So I don't know if artillery is something that Wean can really afford. Also, I missed this. I don't know what happened there, but obviously the villager died. Wean is going to try and just fully max out right now. Which is the smart play because he has more relics. And the issue has been he's kind of trickle bombard cannoning, right? He needs to have more than just one or two. And now he has the Hussars to help and provide a meat shield. Okay, 34 Woads. Got 34 Woads and 34 CA. And Wean just backs off. Just waiting. Fortified wall for Wean. This feels like such an important game. Such an important game to set the tone in the series. I mean, it's the #1 civ pick from Dobbs. Okay, we've got to pause now. You know what this is? This is Wean pausing. He doesn't have tooltips on because it's annoying when it pops up in front of him. It will have been him who paused. I'm guessing soon after the pause, he will get artillery. Damn it. It was Dobbs who paused. Never mind. But maybe Dobbs doesn't have tooltips, and Dobbs is checking the price of Pure Celtica. Ooh. That's interesting. Also, is there not a hole here? No way. Wean Dinchester can't see this, which is crazy. And I think there's a hole there. That could come in pretty clutch. If it comes in at the right time. Like if there's an attack here, as there's a battle happening here, it could get really, really awkward. And clock could be ticking for the Turks. If they run out of gold, they are a problematic civ in this matchup. Castle for Dobbs will go up. The relics are there too. Big armies, man. Massive armies. But now artillery is in, and artillery could take those scorpions. He's trying to do that, but more than anything, he's trying to save the bombard cannons. The cav archers kind of regrouped there. I don't know if you saw that. So they fell into some scorpion shots, and the bombard cannons are also not hitting the volleys that they would want. Woad Raiders are dying, but Woad Raiders are not as expensive as bombard cannons are. And, well, in the end, bombard cannons still survive. A lot of scorpions go down, and the castle for Wean could maybe stay up. Again, is there not a hole there? I think there's maybe a hole there. Repairs are needed on the castle. More Hussar upgrades and numbers are needed for Wean, but he only has 40 on food. And now another castle from Dobbs. Where is he getting these resources, bro? Dobbs. He's using the select all castle hotkey, and he is sending all of his woads from the outside into the inside right now. I think. This is why people don't use their select all hotkeys, because, and they will control group sometimes, because holy cow, is that a long distance to run. At least he's not using a slower infantry civ. At least he's not Teutons. Maybe he did set the rally point behind there thinking there's a hole and there's not. But that castle is getting taken out. That castle is kind of looking like a waste right now. And this castle could also be a waste for similar reasons. If siege gets brought over, that castle can just be taken down. If someone in chat is saying that Wean should have gone for Janissary, I actually really like the cav archers. I understand your argument, but the cav archers are faster and tankier, and I think that the Woad Raiders and the Scorpions could get way better engagements being able to outmaneuver gunpowder. Like, the maneuverability of the cav archers is worth it. And the tankiness as well. They don't kill as fast, but they kill fast enough. And Dobbs losing all of his Woad Raiders again. He's lost the castle on the left. There are some random rams, but that's not an issue. And still has done nothing with this push on the right side. And it's the same deal. Builds a castle on the side, select all castles, all the Woads go to the middle. I just don't like Celts. Like, first pick? He's playing great. But, like, Turks feel so dominant at this stage if you play it this way. This is before the Hussars are fully upgraded. I don't know, Cav Archer count is kind of low here. Yeah, Scorpions on the left side. They'll get picked off. Little wall here from Dobbs. That does allow him to take the stone and gold if he can complete those walls. Dobbs is always has another army coming in to dive and raid. And if you don't back up here, this could get dangerous for you, Wean. Wean's castle has been so critical. 22 kills here. His bombard cannons will back away. He's hoping to focus down those Woads that will go for the bombard cannons. He isn't really able to get that done, so he'll lose his bombard cannons. But now there's no Woads in the front to protect from Scorpions. There's still no push here from Wean to take this castle. Dobbs keeps coming. And Dobbs' Trebs, the second those bombard cannons were dead, he was ready to push this castle. He's really close to the castle. Oh, there's some raids here on the golds. But there's some raids on the left side. He never completed those walls here. So Wean can come back on that side. More Woads getting tossed in. This is how Dobbs likes to play. He just sends in armies. It's not about efficient fights. Maybe you should consider playing the Goths instead. Because I feel like with Celts, you don't have the cheap units. And he's lost a lot of expensive units. KD tells the whole story. Those Trebs go down. Dobbs has 3 on gold now. He will build another castle here. Oh, these Cav Archers have made it into the back. It's raiding his only gold income. Such a nice job from Wean to get the relics earlier in the game, but to stabilize this. This is really tough. Especially in a tourney. It's just like so much happening. And I think from here, Wean can just win it with a push through the middle. You take down this castle, it's over. I think he just needs a few more farms. Food count can go up to maybe like 60, 70, and then the Hussar spam is like pretty much nonstop. Barracks will get taken down. Ram is taking down the wall. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens here. In theory, Dobbs could run through right now. Okay, Wean notices that. You can say that Dobbs is wasting units, but that's just kind of how he has to play into this comp. Like, you just have to toss units in. There's no easy way to find an engagement against a smart player. They'll always fall back to the castles, and they'll never lose their CA. The Cav Archers are key. If you don't lose the Cav Archers, losing a couple bombard cannons every now and then is not that big a deal. I still think Wean should simplify things. I wouldn't even fight on the left. Wall the left, take the stone and gold, and just push the middle. Is pushing this castle now with a bombard cannon on the other side of the wall. It's a nice job there. You have a tower here from Dobbs, trying to deny that gold. That's becoming really important because gold is getting really low on the map. Again, units just back away here from Wean. Smart play. Dobbs is clearly busy elsewhere. To lose everything again. And that tower is just a watchtower. That's not going to stay up for much longer. He's over on the left side. That's where his focus was. Quick walls from Wean. Amazing play. And even if he loses those vills, he's at least picking up more gold before he eventually does. And yeah, tower will probably need to be dealt with so we can mine that gold again. And castle on this side going down. So Dobbs is going to have, what, 4 castles? 4 castles and he's lost 5 castles and he's lost like 3? Hey, Dobbs did a great job at taking res on the map. But he calls the GG. Listen, listen, chat. Okay? We talked about this in Dark Age. If you like a Civ, it's a little bit off meta. I'm completely fine with it. But if you have to call GG at 180 population with your number one pick, it maybe wasn't a great number one pick. It is a tough matchup, a very difficult matchup, and I think Dobbs played it well, considering how difficult the matchup was, but Wean gets the win. It's just, I don't hate Celts. I'm not a Celt hater. I'm a hater of picking Celts first. That's what I think is the issue there. Nobody else is going to pick Celts first, right? And if no one else is going to pick Celts first, you know what you can do? You pick a bunch of other civs first that can work on all those maps, and you pick Celts like fifth. Great game, but Wean holds on. That was very important. And yeah, he just took really valuable engagements. Good engagements, but also he snagged those relics, and he was able to have so much gold. So I think Cav Archers was a good choice. Straight hand cannons would have been more vulnerable against the Woads and more vulnerable against the Scorpions when things got messy. And yeah, it's game number 1. Okay, so we're in game number 2. We've got Zong, which is the home map from Dobbs. It's also very similar to the previous map. We've got Arena. Dobbs opened crossbows with Celts in the previous game. Dobbs has just killed a sheep. He's misclicked a sheep when he already has a sheep here. But anyways, predictions on what Dobbs will do here. We're going to open this up to the audience, and we're going to do a poll, okay? I'm going to give you a series of 4 very valid options for what Dobbs could do in this game. All right? Option 1, and please don't vote until I finish giving you the options, okay? Option 1, Dobbs will go fast castle, and he will go crossbow. Option 2, he will go fast castle, and he will go crossbow. Option 3, he will go fast castle, he will go crossbow. And then option 4, do we have any other options? I think maybe fast castle and crossbow. What do you guys think? Any guesses? I don't think there's any other options. I think that's all he's going to do today. That's all he did against Viper. That's he's picked Ethiopians. I mean, I do think he has a better chance at winning with it here because there's no escape space. Like Wean last time could use the outside. Here, if he pushes the middle with crossbows and siege, it's really strong if you push the front because all the stones are on the front. So yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's predictable, but it's what he likes to do and it's what he's good at. So, it's just Dobbs things, man. Him base says this is bronze and their elo is over 2200. Wow. Yep. I think the lowest ranked person in bronze is maybe like 17 or 1800. So even our weakest player in bronze is still really, really solid. The majority of players are all over 2K. There's a couple exceptions. Oh, it looks like the votes are in, guys. 53% of people think Dobbs is going to do option 1. All right. Well, we'll see if that works out. It's going to look really stupid if he doesn't end up doing it now. But that is just... I mean, come on. You like Celt crossbows? He's got to go crossbows here. And watch him win the game. Win the game, tie up the series. And then everyone's like, what in the world is this? You got to play towards your strengths, right? Captain Kirko, thank you for the prime. Thank you, Noob Rico, for the prime. Thank you, Hypa. Thank you, Hera. Thank you, Metra. Thank you, Buke. Thank you, Woody. Thank you, Nova Guy. I missed a bunch of subs. I'm so sorry. But thank you, everybody. Interesting little lumber camp here from Dobbs. So some people might really want to chop through to these shrines because you can make little priests from the shrines at any age. It's not exactly like a monk. It's similar, but it looks older, and they have less range, so they're just not as strong offensively. People are bringing up some other really nice ideas. That may be the plan. This is interesting from Wean. Wean is definitely trying to chop through there. But, like, maybe Pike Siege could be a really good play with Ethiopians because they get the Pike upgrade for free. I agree it's actually a good play. I also think straight boom into like Arbalest and Imp is a good play. I just don't think that's what Dobbs will do because I have strong theories on how he likes to play. And he wasn't always like this. We used to play a lot of games against each other back in the day. But over the last like year or two, a lot of the times he just likes to play crossbow and boom. That's what he feels he's best at. And if he had a better late game civ in the previous game, could have maybe had the, he could have maybe won the game. So you made him like this? No, I don't really know where the shift happened. Dobbs and I used to play Arabia all day, every day, like 8 or 9 years ago or something. And then somewhere along the lines, he became an arena player. And I would, you know, complain to him that he used to be fun. And then he would say similar things back to me. Villagers will switch trees here. Wean wants to be out right now, but he has to re-click that tree. If you've practiced this, you know how annoying it is. Like, watch, this villager's going to drop off his 10 wood, and then he's going to go back to this tree or something. Let's see. Okay, paying attention now. But 2 priests are loaded up. Wean is also going fast feudal here. So gets the 2 additional villagers from the Bengalis a little bit faster. And I don't think Dobbs is even thinking about trying to chop in and make priests. He just wants to go fast castle. And again, we're assuming crossbow. All right, here are the priests. Okay, so we've got 2 people to name. Any resubs or subs interested in being named after these little hobbly old men? Send it my way. Eco upgrades are on the way for Wean. I personally think this is a good way of playing. You get the villagers a little faster with the Bengalis. You can really do no wrong with the Bengalis. You also have really good food eco if you're going to need skirmishers later on. Okay, here we go. We got Mr. Bunny. Mr. Bunny the monk. Mr. Bunny. Oop, I called you Mr. Bundy. That's not good. Mr. Bunny. Okay, that's very different. Mr. Bunny, and then, where's the other one? Bad Bird. All right, Bad Bird. Here you go. Bad timing on the person who subbed right before I said that. If we have another one, I'll happily help you out there. But relics are getting picked up. Now, you can't actually put the relics inside of your shrine. It's a bit of a weird map, but you can drop them off in your base for later. The scouts are fighting. Now, Wean is going to heal up last second and go for the kill. And he gets the kill. That's so good. That's so good. And that's practice. That's experience. And Dobbs wasn't aware of that. It's like, why would he take me down to low HP? And now the scout is dead. And now Wean can pick up all the relics, take them into his base, and wait for Castle Age. So you know what this is going to be? I'm shocked. I am absolutely shocked, I tell you. Oh my goodness. Are you telling me he's going for option 3, which is fast castle cross? But man, all the option 1 voters were wrong. Well, he hasn't made an archer yet, so we don't actually know. Yep, now he's making an archer. So, Wean needs to be careful, though. Like, Wean needs to just play skirms and siege. So, he needs... It still could be dangerous. Dobbs is good at this. The previous game, he did damage. It was a different type of map. Now, I think... I was trying to think on why he placed the lumber camps like this. I think it's so when he places his second town centers, he has better wood then. Because you can't... You don't want a town center here. If you town center here, you got to delete your walls. Yeah, relics are getting walked into the front door. And just dropped off. And all the relics are available. So, Wean should have 5. Wean builds the market. Wean builds the blacksmith. Kaizo says, just make a defensive castle. Kaizo, I'm going to tell you a story, okay? And it's important to note before I tell you this story that I don't know or... And I'm definitely not the person I'm telling this story about, okay? So there once was a day where there was a certain caster I knew who expected his opponent would play double range crossbows, okay? And this individual also thought, this is stupid. He's going to do the same thing as last time. If I just build a castle on the front of my base, I'm going to be completely safe. And then a siege tower showed up, and then the crossbows got ejected into my base as I was building the castle, or as they were building the castle. Sorry, not I. And then the game was over, and that person felt very foolish, okay? So, I'm not a big fan of the castle approach. I think you should build a layer of walls behind for if or when the pressure comes in, and play skirms and play siege and try and figure it out. It's risky. When the stone's on the front, you need a lot of stone before you can get to that castle. But let's see. Again, I don't know that person. It's just... That's actually not even a real story. Dude, siege tower... Oh my freaking god! PTSD! Oh god! Just build a castle, he says! Oh my god! Okay. Well... You know, Wean's like, oh, he's gonna siege push me. What an idiot. I'm gonna build a castle. Okay, well, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, I feel so bad. This is exactly what happens. And so we laugh at this. Like, we predicted the strat. It's really hard to stop. Like, he's actually really good at it. It's stupid he does the same thing in this stupid predictable thing, but it's really good, man. And he's doing tons of damage. The relics aren't... Oh, my God. The relics aren't even picked up yet. I think he's dead. I think it's game over. Watch. House Foundation should go down here. House Foundation should go down. Dobbs, take the House Foundation, man. Take the... What? Okay, well... He only killed 2 vills. It's not over. But there's a ram here. He's taking down the gate. He has crossbows all over the farms. Wean is very well aware that there are viewers for this, and this is stressful. He doesn't even have his relics. Like, Dobbs can actually just take the relics now, and now he's going to be in the gate, siege pushing the TC. Oh, that's so funny, dude. That's so freaking funny. That needs to be its own separate clip. Do you guys think that would be valuable as like a 3-minute video? That was the exact scenario that we were talking about. See, this is why having a chat is really good, right? Like, when I try and call out chat's messages, I'm like, it helps us think about things and, like, talk through our options. It's not me trying to be judgy all the time. Dobbs still won TC. He's going to grab the university to maybe go for ballistics. Usually, I would suggest that you always stay near your siege, because Ratha could now move out in melee mode and snipe anything here, in theory. And I think that's what Wean is going to try and do. Yeah. You always want to be near your siege. So this is nice for Wean. Still is the villager lead because the Bengalis also can get some relics. And so a misplay from Dobbs. Oh, dude, Wean is so... He's like, screw you, tower. You're the reason I'm having this problem. He's so mad at it. Look at him. Oh, he's so angry. He gets it. Okay, well, worth it. Not really. But okay. Gets his revenge. The thing is like... How are you supposed to possibly have a clean eco when someone's pressuring you like this? I just don't think you do. Yeah, it's surprised that Dobbs is not just trying to mangonel the TC. He's moving around to the left side. And give some opportunities for Wean to grab another relic. We do have a relic there from Dobbs escaping. But again, random Ratha can come pick off reinforcements now. And this is very winnable from Wean. Like, smart moves to punish the fact his opponent is no longer staying kind of near that push. At the same time, the gold is kind of an important resource here for Wean. And this house is about to go down, and the crossbowmen are about to be in there. It'd be pretty crazy for Dobbs to just roll in, but it seems like that's his plan. Here he goes. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. Now he's going back. Wean can stabilize this. Let's see. Crossbows are out, though. Crossbows are out. Ballistics is on the way. Ram will also soak some attack. He switches to melee mode here, which the Ratha obviously have. He's trying to jump on top of those crossbows. The Dobbs is not letting it happen. I don't know how helpful ballistics is right now. Let's see if the Ratha can clear this. There's a monk converting behind. The Ram will get cleared up as well. Obviously, if any crossbows survive, that's really frustrating for Dobbs. Dobbs does have more crossbowman production coming forward, but that's not too bad for Wean. Dobbs really misplayed, overextending. He's in a good spot. I think he could have killed a few more villagers on the castle, but just stay with mangonels, stay with crossbows, stay here on the front, never leave. Like, sometimes doing the crazy thing is the wrong way to play it. That's nice, though. We got a really long game now. Second TC from Dobbs. Third TC from Dobbs. But the second TC will go up for Wean. And now the siege push is... Well, it's not really a push. So, the siege is kind of vulnerable. Also, Ratha... Like, Bengalis... We talked about Civ strength last time. Bengalis are absolutely... They're insanely strong. They're busted. The additional vills and the strong monks and the Ratha are so good. This is the second Civ pick for Wean. We value them very high. I don't know if there's many units that could tank this many shots from Ethiopian crossbows. Then again, they are still dying. Would be nice if there was a couple monks from Dobbs here. Dobbs is micring like a maniac right now. He's doing a good job, and he will have a big army again. Yeah, shouldn't be an issue. He doesn't have any ranged upgrades on the Ratha. He went only for the armor. So they've got 5 pierce armor, so they receive 2 damage a hit. And they have 100 HP, so they're really tanky. So second TC for Wean. All structure of his base and build-up has been thrown out the window with the push. Whereas for Dobbs, you know, his base hasn't really been hit. Lots of farming eco now from him. The unfortunate thing really is just the fact that Wean has relics. But I have not seen relics win this game on this map. It's always who has control of all the golden stone in the middle. And so I think Dobbs is doing a good thing here. Also, Ethiopian outpost vision is crazy strong. Love the fact that he's got outposts on both sides. Look at that, guys. That's satisfying. He just probably needs more crossbows right now. Oh, man, that was a big shot from Wean. Dobbs has to escape. What direction does he go here? He's running away from the mangonel, so the crossbows will essentially be trapped in here. He's trying his best to get value from this, but nice shot from Wean Dinchester. Again, Ratha very smooth, but then you also now have the mangonels. This makes it tough for Dobbs to play just straight crossbow. And you can't play straight siege either, because if you play straight siege, the Ratha snipe it. So all of a sudden, I'm kind of worried for Dobbs. Not really sure, like what's his army comp going to be. I think his eco will be better in some small ways, anyways, because he has the Vill lead. But the 4 relics that have been in the monastery for Wean have already bringing him 1,000 gold. What do you do against Ratha? Well, supposedly you're supposed to make skirms against them, but I really don't even think skirms are a proper counter. I think the unit's just really tough to stop. The unit combined with the Bengali eco is just really strong. But yeah, skirm is technically slightly better than crossbows. So that's what you should be considering. At the highest level, though, I think this Civ is kind of a balance nightmare. The devs have made many changes to Ratha. Initially, the reason they buffed Ratha to make them what they are, though, is because people didn't realize how good they were, and they weren't using them correctly. And then they buffed the Ratha, and then people have been using them correctly, and now it's like, well, Yeah, it gets tough. Like, they have free splash damage when in melee mode, 10 attack, and decent melee, decent ranged armor. They get free trample damage. Like, there's not even a tech for it. And then they have the ranged mode with the melee mode. It's really, really good. But yeah, people now than ever are able to use them. And like before, I was casting game... Like, I remember watching like non-stop games where Ratha were dominating in practice sessions. I talked to a top 10 player about it. They're like, oh, Ratha, Ras, ugh. And then, you know, you fast forward a year and a lot changes once people figure it out. Again, Villeed's there for Dobbs. He's held onto his siege workshop. He does have a bigger crossbow number count. Imp is about to come in for Wean. Would love to see another TC. Like, when you get 2 more extra vills from the TC, could be nice. And right now, it feels like Dobbs wants to push. Melee mode activated. And look how tanky these units are, especially when you've got some healing on the back of this. And Dobbs snipes the mangonel. Dobbs moves in. Dude, Dobbs just has no fear. He probably should have some fear, but he has no fear because this is how he likes to play. And win or lose, I respect the hell out of that. This is crazy. Standing next to a siege workshop, he says, okay, go ahead. I'm ready for you. He says, I know what you're going to do. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Do it. I'm waiting. You going to do it now? He notices it. Dobbs is a god. That was insane. He was watching that the whole way in, guys. And it was honestly a really good moment for Wean to hop out because it was just when the units were about to get away and there was no way that Dobbs could dodge to the one side. Oh my god! What? What? That's just sick. I mean, this is the guy who gave Viper big problems in that tourney set I referenced earlier. So how can you say no to fast castle crossbow every game when he's this good with it? All right, but we have ring archer armor coming in. This will bump the armor up so high, and there's bloodlines as well, which he wasn't in a lot of the previous fights. This is gonna bump the armor up so dangerously high that I really don't think these crossbows can work anymore. They only do 1 damage a hit, and they can't run away. So, and forging is in as well. So they have 11 attack. I think Dobbs will lose everything. Wean needs to patrol with half of his group, not the whole group. What's going on? Hello? Hello? Okay, well, he really screwed that up. I don't know what's happening. I don't think he had them on attack stance or something. But yeah, you patrol with half the group and let them fight, and then put the other half in front and let them fight. I don't know what's... We've got a stance issue here. Probably because of stand ground, but yeah, full clear. In the end, Imp was a really good call. Because without Imp, he doesn't get that armor. Without that armor, maybe that fight's not as easy to take. And Wean will walk to the middle to drop a castle on the gold and the 5th relic. It is still just 2 TCs. But he's even going for a forward castle now. And Dobbs is going to make like full skirm. Which again, if there's a unit to suggest against the Ratha, it would be skirm because they do additional bonus damage against it. Doc Maggie in chat says, why is forging important when they kill crossbow in 4 hits regardless? Dude, that is such a Twitch chat comment. Excuse my rudeness. No one playing competitive AoE is going to think about how many hits it's going to take there. They're going to think, can I do a little bit more damage? And do I have the eco for it? Yes. That is such a Twitch chat move. I don't even know the math to double check on if that's even true, dude. Because it gives you more attack. It's 150 food. Why not? That's such a crazy statement. But very observant of you. 3 castles in the middle for Wean still. Still kind of feels like Dobbs maybe has a chance. You know, if forging... I don't know the math on iron casting, you know, but if forging really doesn't make that much of a difference, maybe that's a throw for Wean. But no, seriously, I do think Dobbs can play like full skirm and bombard cannon. and do this. There's enough gold to work with to get the initial bombard cannons out. You know what? Actually, I say that. I'm not even sure there is. There's 250 gold there. He's gonna, like, take this gold, but not easily. Ratha are not elite. The skirms have all their attack upgrades anyways. And so here goes Wean. Full melee mode. Dobbs sits into a choke point, so all the units can't engage in melee mode. But the skirms also aren't running. And the vills over here are not being protected. They're getting killed off. There's also a hole on this side. Yeah, I just think Ratha aren't countered by skirm. These aren't even elite Ratha. They do have pikes, so they attack faster. But this is just a great recovery from Wean Dinchester because the start of Castle Age was really bad. That could have been game ending. And he wins again against a crazy crossbow play from Dobbs. Again, Dobbs has shown promise. And I think this one actually had a lot of potential. But I think the mistake for Dobbs here was he wasn't cutthroat enough to stop the castle. Like, when the castle got moved back here, I think there was an opportunity for more damage. Now, there also was a chance he would lose all of his crossbows. So there's a risk. But I think here, this house is 54 HP. At a certain point, I would have liked to see him actually just click the house. And then you can kill more villagers building the castle. So, like, there's a lot of time there. It doesn't do that. But then, and this is really the main thing, he needed to never go to the left and just full pressure the TC. Full pressure the TC, mix in a couple monks, mangonel, crossbows. This was at a time where Wean didn't have a siege workshop. Like, just full, everything sits here, everything pressures the TC. I think that has to be the approach. And he tried a lot of side shenanigans, and Wean just kept picking off reinforcements, picking off the siege tower, just, use the mobility. Now, do I think Ratha and Bengalis are really, really strong? I do. Do I think that Wean had the better civ? I do. But you draft for that, right? Like, you base your whole game plan on each series around that, and he did do so, and so far, his draft is looking pretty good. So, Wean's up 2-0. I knew that Wean would be prepped. He certainly had to fight for these games, my God. All right, so they've been some fun games. Dobbs so far has been, like, in love with the crossbow plays. Had some potential in the previous game. But now, Wean can chill a little bit more. I think that's really nice, because he's under a lot of pressure. Now, when you're up 2-0, things can go wrong, and it doesn't, like... It's okay. You can lose a game. You could lose this one and still be fine. You lose the next one and still be fine. Both civs here are elites. We've got the Chinese with their clean eco at the start, especially on maps with a lot of food. Really important that Wean's able to push in this deer right away, which you should be able to do. But then we have the Mongols for Dobbs. And this map has quick deer check. Can I click them? There's only 84 deer. Wow, so that's less than I was expecting. But that's obviously an insane amount, and Mongols have a hunt bonus. So with 2 boars and all the deer around, Mongols are easily one of the best civs on this map. I would say that, like, Mongols and Chinese are like even in my mind on this map. That's how highly I think of Chinese. At this level, so, like, not the top 10 or top 15 in the world, I would probably say maybe I give more of an edge to Mongols, but obviously both extremely high-level players and should know how to manage their civs. So there is the pond in the middle. There's fish there. I think Wean is planning on that. We'll see if Dobbs is. Both players will probably take this. So that's the swamp, and then the rest is the jungle. Yeah, 5 on wood for Wean. And he seems like he's got really sharp builds. Meanwhile, I'm kind of confused with Dobbs. Like, why are we chopping a straggler tree right now? Why are we not building a lumber camp? It's not horrible, but it just leaves me a little confused. I'll have to talk to Dobbs. After the series, win or lose, I'll ask him. I was like, hey, last couple times I've watched you, you've gone fast castle crossbow every game. Can you give the people some information on that? I should ask and see if he has any reasoning, but Wean's in the category of player. I think he practices a lot. He wants to try all different styles. He wants to really improve as a whole. I think Dobbs, he's just playing for fun, dude. And the fact that he ends up being here is already good enough for him. Sure, he'd love the $50 to win this series. Sure, you know, he'd love to maybe qualify for upper leagues, but it was always going to be a little bit of a long shot. 6 Symbols says T90. I played as Bohemian for National Pride, and I did not like him that much. Is that anti-patriotic? I don't know, man. Are you asking if it's not patriotic if you don't enjoy the Civ from where you're from? I mean, if it makes you feel better, I have a different struggle. As an American, I sometimes struggle and say, which civilization in the game should I play? Do I play the Britons and then, dump the T out and abandon them and play as something else? Or do I play, Mayans? Is Dobbs about to go fast castle crossbow again? Bro, I'm seeing walls. He's gonna try it again. Oh my God, he's an animal. He can't be stopped, guys. He can't help it. He's addicted to the crossbows. Meanwhile, I think Wean is probably going to play towards Feudal Age and probably make scouts and adapt. But if the full walls come down, Dobbs will have tons of hunt in his walls. He is stone. I mean, he could go fast castle Mangadai. He's got a lot of res back here if he walls it up. It's actually not a bad map to full wall now that I look at it. And he's going to stone. Oh, okay. So he's spicing it up a little bit. I don't mind this. Yeah, this is worth it. And honestly, with his crossbow micro, Mangadai micro is even more terrifying. But obviously, it is more costly as well. I think the benefit to playing with a unique unit is if you get pressured here, you can build walls or towers. With other builds, you're not on the stone, so that's not an option. Wean is going to golds. I'm going to predict that Wean is going to... Maybe he already did. Looks like he might have, but I was going to predict that he was going to move his fishing ship around, looking for the dock for Dobbs. So I think he's going to gold so he can win the water right away. But there's nothing to win because your opponent hasn't tried to take it. Yeah, I mean, this corner is sick. We judge it because he's just been so repetitive, but this corner is sick. There's hunt everywhere. He's fully walled. 2 golds in here, a stone. Like, you could live in here for days, dude. I've never seen the inside of it, but this is like a Zuckerberg bunker in here, man. You could survive here for a while. Or so I've heard. And something like that is happening. So also their feudal age times are so similar that the Wean is just going to still think he's playing normal until he sees the market. Yeah, you see the market and you're like, oh boy, okay. But, I mean, this is where I would just chill. I think you don't need to add a lot of army. You maybe make 1 archer. You wall up your base and you have the better economy here. And you do have to obviously, adapt somewhat to what you see. But certain players are so good defensively, you're never going to break them right now. You're just not. And Dobbs is one of those guys, so you have to have the experience to say, okay, we're going to poke, we're going to do a little bit, and then we're going to fall back. I love this adaptation from Wean. Such a good idea to just stone wall. I don't like this, though. Dude, you have time. My friend, you have time. You don't need to stonewall so close to your base. I would have maybe gone for stonewall this way and this way. Give yourself more room to breathe. And for now, he's adding a lot of fishing ships. Spearman goes down to the TC. Dobbs is still just pushing deer. It would be crazy if Dobbs just booms now. Because he doesn't actually have enough for a castle right away. But I think that's too much. I think when your opponent has fish and you don't, your opponent is Chinese, you need Mangudai. So, in general, I like how Wean has played this. I've been ever so slightly critical of the wall positions. But maybe he wouldn't have had the stone if he went for bigger walls. So, thinking about it that way, I think it's fine. Archer finally makes it over. Can just sit behind the berries. We'll never kill anything. Oh, actually, there's no loom. So, yeah, it could. Dobbs, the absolute madman. Dobbs, you don't have loom. Let me see. Has Dobbs left his base yet? Nope. Hasn't moved out at all. Mongols with the scouting bonus, by the way. Worst bonus in the game. He's just pushing in the deer. I mean, which he needs. So, it's actually not horrible. And now he gets loom. Because he obviously is going to need loom. Dobbs is pure vibes right now, man. This is how he plays in ranked as well. Like, I'll play him some land map and he turns it into arena and chills out. I'd just be paranoid that he's going to show up to my base with crossbows every single time I play him. And it's always crossbows 4 minutes later than you expected. Like, look, Wean doesn't know the stone's back there, right? Only thing he's seen is the market. He's looking, he's looking, he's looking. He wants to know. Oh, I would freak out so hard if I saw university. Because you'd think it's going to be ballistics with sneak crossbows that you haven't seen yet. Ah, that'd be wild scenario if he saw the university, but not the castle. I think he's paranoid, though. Why is he building a barracks? Is that on purpose? Or did he forget he has one? Is he going to make... Oh, he wants to siege push. He thinks he's booming. He thinks he's booming and he wants to Lancer siege push. But he had the scout around and he just left. I don't know why he didn't continue to check. Maybe he got in his head a little bit. Now we'll go back forward. Fire Lancer is not a good move against Mangudai. So it's important that he knows that that's what his opponent is doing. Meanwhile, Dobbs is going to leave his base for the first time in the game. And Wean is going forward now. Wean has had a long time to know all this stuff. Okay, knows it's Mangudai now. And now he's like, well, crap. I just went double barracks against that. Ideally, he would have gone skirms. But he's going to make Fire Lancers. I think it's safe to say that this is not the type of game that Wean really wanted to play. And this is certainly not the type of game that he trained for. Like, his practice games, he didn't run into a player like this. There he is with the second TC. Fish in the middle is something that could be sniped, though there's not a lot of food left, so Dobbs is just going to continue on this way. And Dobbs sees a town center's on the way up. That's a risky TC, and Mangudai are on the way already. Oh, man, these are Mangudai with ballistics, too. I don't think Fire Lancers are a good play here. I think he just committed to them too early. One Fire Lancer down. Another Fire Lancer will be down. And now the TC needs to be scrambled up. Another Fire Lancer could go down. I guess the Fire Lancers do have the range, so that gives you some time. Okay. Fish are all idled now. And Wean is in full adaptation mode. He's going to add Cav Archers now. I think he's really uncertain. I don't love Cav Archer. The only thing I think you can play is Skirm here. Which is doable. Like, that's doable with your eco, but, oh, man, you're starting to take some real damage here. 3 villagers dead already. All the fishing ships are going to die. Dobbs is walking forward to follow this up with Siege. Probably thinking this is going to be Skirms. And there it is. Run from it. Expect it. Dread it. There's other words I could be using. But the whole point is everyone knows Dobbs is going to try and play into ballistics, I guess, ranged unit. But can they stop it? It's fun. Super fun to watch someone who, you know, is this committed get away with it. Siege Workshop's on the way. The Cav Archers are just ever so slightly worse than Mangadai. But you can outproduce. So if you had multiple ranges compared to the castle, that would be an avenue for you to still manage it here. Dobbs is all in. Needs a new lumber camp. He's not really looking at home right now. It's ironic to me that he's getting bowsaw when his wood efficiency looks like it does, but he doesn't have time to focus on those details. 3 more villagers down for Wean. Oh, no. Guys, imagine you're Wean right now. You lose this game. You start to worry a little bit? Because, like, Game 1, you could say was a Civ win for you. Game 2 could have easily gone Dobbs' way if Dobbs was a little bit safer. Here, this is... I mean, it's looking like it's building up towards dominance. It hasn't actually yet. Actually, there's a lot of weak units there for Dobbs, so we'll see. More villagers on gold in the back for Wean, because he can't take the gold in the front. That's a good call. But he needs something to stop the siege push from getting out of hand. And Dobbs, he can see everything. Without outpost and town watch, another game where he's placed countless outposts. Now he sees what it was coming from those ranges. He sees the Cav Archers. The outpost villagers still running around. Ballistics is actually in for Wean, but he doesn't have bloodlines yet. And oh god, TC's going down. TC's going down. He's trying to repair. He can't garrison. He doesn't have the wood. So much eco damage, man. So much eco damage. Dobbs knows he has his opponent on the ropes. Okay, TC can be garrisoned again in a second. The Repairville as well is gone. So with the Repairville gone, things could get interesting. Mangadai fire faster. Mangadai have bloodlines. Cav Archers have bloodlines now, but they didn't. It's a lot of idle time for Wean. He's got like 15 idols inside of that TC. And Dobbs needs another villager forward. That's not what's walking forward right now. And Dobbs feels really comfortable with his micro. The scout won't get the mangonel. Mangadai are out-microing the CA. They're both trying to dodge. But the Mangadai are winning. And the TC's almost dead. And I think we're going to a game 4. Oh, sorry. The Mangadai never had bloodlines, by the way. I was wrong on that. But he didn't need it. So, every game has been fast castle ranged unit adapt for Dobbs. Dobbs did a lot more than that in game 1, obviously. But still, that's how he opens. And it finally works out. So, Chinese was a really good pick from Wean. He wanted to play meta. He wanted to play the swamp. He wanted an open map. Dobbs said, nope. I'm going Mangadai, bro. Honestly, I wonder if he would have tried that regardless. His map was really good for it. Look at the KD. 30 kills, 7 losses. Wood food count really high for Wean. I think it was a misread. The additional barracks was not it. That could have been a range. And he could have known when he was up against way earlier. The scout just came home for some reason. I do not know why. Probably was just looking for a siege workshop. I think he was paranoid about a forward. And he went to look for it. And then he probably felt foolish once he saw it was Mangadai later on. But yeah, you don't want to go skirms if your opponent's going forward siege. He thought it was forward siege. Then it ended up being Mangadai. And then he thought it was too late for skirms. And yeah, just everything fell apart there. Alrighty, so game 4. Maybe comeback time for Dobbs? Question mark. This is most likely going to be the first time he doesn't go like fast castle land range unit. Because here we have Pacific Islands. We've got 2 different islands. You've got this island down here, island over here. And then, of course, there's starting island. He has picked the Vikings. This was his second Civ pick. So I think in his mind, he probably thought, if I win water, because it's a water map, I can't lose. I would expect him to go galleys here. Dobbs Dobbs says, with the score 2-1 for the opponent, he says, no more arena maps is basically GG XD. So that can tell you how confident Dobbs is with his approach. Meanwhile, Wean has probably played like a dozen Pacific Island games in preparation for this bracket. So we have two very different style of players here. But maybe that's part of the strategy from Dobbs to make the opponent think that he's not good at the map. Maybe he is actually good at the map, but I'm worried about him. If his plan is... Wean was here to just disrupt and annoy with the scout. If his plan is to just go full galleys, I think there's a weakness. Because there's not a lot of fish on this map, unlike other water maps. So I think if you were to go forward dock against that, it could make things interesting. If you were to go land archers and sneak a couple archers to Dobbs Island, it can get interesting. But how can you do that if galleys are literally everywhere? Now, honestly, as silly as it sounds, I actually like fast castle longboats more than straight galleys. Because longboats destroy buildings so much faster. So they can retake water like no other ship can. And some of the defensive things you can do against normal ships, like defensive guard tower, is not possible against longboats. Longboats shred guard towers. So longboats are actually really dangerous. But yeah, you're going to run out of res on this island eventually. Obviously, you need to transport. That's why it's really nice to have these mule carts. Because the mule carts can mule around. And roll around, rather, on this little island. So, T90, will you be casting Thalassocracy? I won't be casting all of it. I will be casting some of it, yeah. It'll be a good test to see what any of the new projected water changes will mean for the scene. Titans League Bronze overlaps with it. So I don't know exactly when that tournament's supposed to start, but I'm not going to cast early stages. Early stages probably won't be very close. And then for bronze, all the games are going to get really, really good at that time. Because I think the closing range for Titans League Bronze is like November 16th through 18th. And I think Thalassocracy goes for another week and a half after that. So yes, I will. Just not like... This will take priority over that until later on. So if a super cool match happens, will you cast it? Well, always. Yeah, like pretty much in anything. I mean, depending on time. It's not a lot of motivation for first round matchups to go back and cast Rex because I'm so in tune with the games. I'm following the results. I'm looking through different things. So what we'll do for that tournament, though, is if there's a cool game that really highlights how water operates in a certain way and I didn't cast it live, I'll cast it for YouTube, probably. If you missed the Matza game on this map earlier, the game was absolutely insane. You'll have to check the VOD. It's, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. This map is really tough to play, man. Wean Dinchester's played it a lot, though, I'm sure. I haven't done any recent games with him, but I mean, I've done some practice sessions. I forget what tournament it was for, but I played a best of 5 versus him, and if he's playing a best of 5 versus me, he's probably playing with some others. I think I played multiple practice sets with Wean. Wean falls into that category. I mean, anyone 22 or 2300 elo and up should be getting, like, this should be the time of year for them where they're like, oh yeah, this is my time, right? You make $50 for winning this round, just literally one round. That's kind of unprecedented. You win 2 rounds, you make it into silver, which is a 10K league. You win 4 rounds, you make it to gold. It's a really good opportunity for these guys. So there's been a lot of practice, a lot of strats being cooked up. And then Dobbs, I don't think practices at all, and he does his thing. And so I'm guessing, just like everyone was guessing, that Dobbs is just going to go straight galleys, right? Yeah, double lumber camp, probably like 2 or 3 bills to golds, and it's the water map in his eyes, so he's going to go for galleys, and Vikings are really good at that. Honestly, I think Wean is doing the same thing, though, which isn't bad. Like, Armenians also have really good galley build, but usually you bring a vill, you bring a group, rather. Yeah, okay, I see what Wean is doing. So this is actually the same build I did against Wean in a practice session. It was a different Civ matchup. But yeah, it's the same approach. I believe what this is. He wants these vills on wood. He was a bit late with some of this. But I think he wants to go archers on this island. He wants to transport those archers from this island over to the mainland of Dobbs. And then just basically play very soft pressure on water. And no, John, I'm not taking credit. I obviously took it from... It was a pretty heavy meta, I think, in Titans League Season 3 or 4. The Pacific Islands, Leary was doing it. Hera did it. A bunch of players would try this, so... Other players to be credited. Meanwhile, Dobbs says, you know what? Let's pump those galley numbers up, baby. Does Wean know where the docks are? Ooh, this is... See, if he was up here... If he was in the north and he was transporting around this way, it's easy. But where he's going with the transport, this is actually not a good spot to be at. He's got to get out of there, dude. Like, yeah, he's transports he sees. But the goal is 2 archers. 2 archers, and then the rest you're just farming. The rest you're thinking about Castle Age. You're expecting to give up the fish, but you want to pressure with something. The scout is attacking. There's no loom for Dobbs. But the villager paths the other way. That's the Viking speed saving there. And Wean Dinchester's scout now is out of position. Dobbs is Viking. Should have a pretty clean eco. Does have more resources collected and will have fishing ships. It's all about this transport, guys. It is all about the transport. Transport is here. I honestly think the concern for Wean is going to be that his eco isn't looking that sharp. So he's going to take the food here. And the other concern would be if he loses the transport ship. What is Dobbs doing with his transport ship? Okay, Dobbs is in the middle. Dobbs is going to look now and see what's happening over here. Transport ship still here for Wean. If Dobbs has any clue this could happen, he should keep his galleys around. But he's looking. He doesn't see. He never scouted the initial dock. He doesn't know where the fish are, so he's going this way now. Oh, that's a crazy thing to not know. So just a little bit more time and value for Wean's fish. That's kind of the key. Okay, here we go. Transport. Transport, 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 transport. Non-stop galleys from Dobbs still. Dobbs is going to transport vills. He sees archer range here, so he shouldn't go to this island, in my opinion. He should go to the northern island. Archers are in the transport. That makes 5 with fletching. Dobbs is going to make a barracks here to come fight for this area, I guess. And the transport's on the way. And this is how I would say you can play Pacific Islands. It gets really complicated when someone uses the transport. It's just like complete panic now. So let's see how Dobbs damage controls. He will tower to protect his gold. Remember, he has wood income as well to protect. Archers still haven't killed a villager here. 1 villager's down. Should easily be 2. The archers need to move around, though. You cannot lose them here. You cannot lose them to the tower. You cannot lose them to anything. He's honestly just camping it, so that's fine. And he's making life difficult for Dobbs. Meanwhile, Dobbs, he wants to kill the fish. They're idle. He's taking down the dock. That's good here. That's still not bad. And he's going for an archer range here himself to make some army. And maybe Wean doesn't know about that. Dobbs will I mean, he's going to need some defense here. So he's got to get back onto gold somehow. Honestly, wouldn't have hated to see Wean just move. I don't think that tower kills many of your archers. I think you can run away. And you can just go hit the wood as well. I think it's really valuable. But that's also some really good damage. Eco-efficiency for Dobbs is just brutal because of this. And Dobbs is going to try and fight this. He's trying to save all the weak vills right before they die into the tower. Vill gets weak. Okay, loses that one. That Vill's running away. That's sick micro from Dobbs. Would have loved Wean to just run. Just get out of here. Just save your archers and He's just too busy elsewhere. I think he's busy over here, though. So it's still done some damage to Dobbs. We now knows that there's some army here, and we're about to have double range for Dobbs in the middle. Dobbs still has his fish. Wean's fish have not been active. Wean doesn't have a tower or anything to protect out here. He'll need to be careful against double range. But he is on the way up. Definitely needs to add some skirms here. So, it's manageable. But those 10 galleys cost a lot of wood. And so there's been very few farms. Normally you add additional fishing ships. And that's something that Dobbs will do. But there's not a lot of efficiency because there's not many fish around. Dobbs doesn't have armor on his skirms yet. That would make this pretty strong. Wean doesn't have a lot of army, though. And Dobbs knows how to commit. Dobbs knows how to produce. And he's producing a lot of army. And army is a mix of skirms as well. Wean is under some pressure. He'll drop the stable here. Use up a couple skirms. You can't transport away easily because the galleys could be around. The galleys are over here for Dobbs. Imagine if Dobbs brought his galleys over right now. It's just so difficult. It feels like you never get value from your ships on this map. But surely Dobbs is going to think of it right now. Right? Like, come on, dude. There's a transport there. Get your galleys, Dobbs. Get your galleys, man. Get your galleys. Dobbs. Get your galleys, man. Get your galleys. Dobbs. He's never played this map before, dude. I swear. He's never played it. Oh my god, it's not even on his mind. The galleys are right there. That would be so good. Oh, Wean also saved his fish over here. That's sneaky. Saving the Vills for now. Skirms are attacking, killing off some of these archers. And now he's in Castle Age to make knights. Knights can obviously clear all of this army. And then the villagers could just come back and do whatever their game plan is. You just need to avoid the shoreline. There are the galleys moving. You need to avoid the shoreline with anything you build against Vikings and against galleys. It's like that church, I'm actually not fully in love with for that reason. But you obviously don't want to lose your villagers. You haven't cleared this up yet. There's the church. And you go this many galleys without a lot of fish behind. And when you take damage against the archers, your Castle Age time is going to suffer. The church is now up. And it just dawned on Dobbs that he can use this navy a little bit. Honestly, though, this gets interesting because, like, the navy from Dobbs can take out the stable. That's huge. The navy from Dobbs can take out this church. That's huge. And Dobbs still has his transport. If he were to just transport to the north, he's got a whole free island to work with. Like, he doesn't have to actually stay here. Now, will he? Maybe. But this is what makes this map cool. Dobbs still hasn't clicked up. He drops a tower here. I mean, with Dobbs having a transport ship, Dobbs could also transport archers to this island, too. There's a lot of different things that Dobbs could try right now. Meanwhile, Wean has knights with +2 armor on the way. Wean will probably just try and push this with a siege workshop or something. And that will be relic number 3 for Wean. And down goes the spear. Knights can kill off the archers pretty easily as well. And there's the siege workshop foundation. Yeah, Dobbs is up, but Dobbs won't have much of an army here. Dobbs needs to get out of here. He needs to leave. This is good. That's a start. It still is the navy, right? And that navy control can just get stronger and stronger when he gets upgrades. Let's see if Wean can save some of the weak armies here. Could potentially be saving these knights. He's got other things to worry about, though. You'll see some players click that knight back right before it dies. Wean doesn't have any time for that. He's like, nope. I've got to focus on my economy. I've got to focus on a million other things. Siege Workshop is up. Could be getting crazy value there, though. I could be 3 or 4 knights behind here just healing up. And Dobbs still holding on. Barely. But he's still holding on. More knights come in. 5 villagers remain here. And knights fall back. Stable is gone for Wean. So he has to make another one. Farming eco's looking good for Dobbs. Not going to complain about that. It's also looking good for Wean, who's on stone, thinking about a castle. Ram is on the way. Ram will go for the tower. Dobbs is going to try a quick evacuation here. And he should be able to save everything. You can put the archers in there too, Dobbs. Does he think you can still only put 5 units in a transport ship? Would not surprise me if Dobbs doesn't realize that change happened, because he's been around a long time. You could have saved everything there. But, okay. Loses a little bit more. Now he's over here. Now he gets Bod Canero. Navy gets stronger. Archers get stronger. Tower would get stronger, but the tower's gone. Now he needs to boom. Get some TCs up. Get some control, or get a transport in or something. Like, use that transport ship to get crossbows to Wean's Island. Someone in chat asking if there's been a transport ship change. Yes, there has been. You can put 20 units inside of a transport ship instead of 5 before any upgrades now. So it's a pretty massive change. Considering this map is so heavily focused on transport ships, it really affects this one. Yeah, so it's weird. Like, Wean can't really use his knights on the shoreline anymore because those galleys have the upgrades. And now Dobbs will aim to siege push this. I think he's just completely forgetting that this island could be an area he focuses on. Like, this is a real way that he could be hitting Wean. It's just that Wean has done so much psychological damage to Dobbs. Dobbs doesn't think he has any chances to really do anything if he doesn't take this island. But I think if Dobbs can't do any more damage here, surely then he's going to focus on that island. But back here, though, we've got some docks from Wean. Wean thinking about coming back onto water while Dobbs is distracted. M4's here for the first time from YouTube. Welcome. You picked a fun series to watch. I don't know if we'll make it to a 5th game, though, because Wean's game plan's just super solid. He kind of ignored the water at the start. And now he's turned this into a big eco game. Why does it feel like Dobbs is about to try Imp? I guess that's Vikings for you. Your economy's so good that your resources rise way faster than you're used to. Bro is... He's really trying to take any area of this island that he can. This is funny. Wean kills his own knight there. Madoshi, every single game that I cast from TTL is not going to YouTube. Every full set that I cast will go to YouTube. So there's occasionally times where I don't see a full series. Any series like this will hit the extras channel within a couple days, probably. Now, if you're wondering if I'm going to cast every single series from the bracket, absolutely not. Because there's like, I think like 40 sets in a week, maybe more. So that's not really possible, but I'll be casting as much as I can, of course. Dobbs, desperate to cling to land, desperate to play crossbow mangonel, which he's been seemingly obsessed with. And I don't think he realized that Wean has been shifting back onto water down here. And now Wean can just completely surround this whole push with Navy. And honestly, if Wean was in trouble... Oh my god, he's also going for a castle here. Yeah, dude, Wean's preparation and his practice fully paid off. He's played this so well. And Dobbs, he's been fun to watch with how crazy he is and how maybe predictable it is. But I think he even knew in his mind, he said it's basically GG because it's not an arena map. And he dropped the XD, right? Yeah, he's in trouble now. And the GG's called. Castle is coming up in the north. Can't deny that. This island is fully locked down by Wean Dinchester, and Wean Dinchester wins. So, you know, this is where I get torn, right? Someone like Dobbs didn't prepare a single second. And, I mean, I'm assuming. And he still had a really entertaining series. He's clearly a skilled player. Like, if he were to put a little bit more time into preparing, like, different aspects of different maps, I think this could have been really close 3-2. But, at the same time, you always want to see people who have that variety and have that practice pay off. So Wean gets the job done there. The second I saw Vikings second pick from Dobbs, I knew it was going to be full galleys and feudal. And I think there's plays that counter that very well. And that was precisely what Wean did. The sneak archers was great. And then your priority in Castle Age should be getting town centers up, kind of pushing a little bit with the land pressure. And then later on, water becomes more important. GG to Wean. He was completely out of res here. Like, if things were going slightly better for Dobbs, and maybe Dobbs still has water control, Wean's got 17, 18 vills that he can't do anything but farm with. And there's not enough wood to farm with 17 vills. So it could have got a little bit awkward there. Someone says, I think the Legend of Dobbs series might be good. I mean, I don't know if he necessarily falls into the legend category, but it is super fun to watch him play. His micro is great. I just think it's funny to see that he's going to try the same thing every time.